Wow, how about this? Noble Gold, one of the sponsors of our show, has just been picked by Consumer Affairs, the rating agency, as the overall #1 gold IRA company in the United States. Talk to the team today if you're thinking about precious metals. And if you're quick, they're giving away an incredible 1/10 ounce American Eagle gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call the team now at 877-646-5347 to find out more or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Good Sunday afternoon. I'm still reporting on the coup. About 36 hours from sunset today on the East Coast, the full moon will be dropping down towards the western horizon as it moves behind the shadow of the Earth. This is known as a total lunar eclipse. Some form of lunar eclipse happens about twice a year, but a total lunar eclipse, where the Earth's shadow completely covers the lunar surface, is rare. The next total lunar eclipse will not be seen until March 14, 2025, as a new president starts trying to repair what's left of the rule of law in the United States. An eclipse is a straight alignment of the sun, earth, and moon. This alignment is also known in astronomy as a syzygy, S-Y-Z-Y-G-Y. This is a great word for those who play Scrabble. When the alignment is also the sun, moon, and earth, where the moon casts its much smaller shadow on the Earth, that is also a form of syzygy known as a solar eclipse. As you can see from this eclipse diagram provided by Sky and Telescope magazine, the leading authority in popular astronomy, in the Eastern Time Zone, totality will begin at 5:16 a.m. near the dawn of Election Day and end 1 hour and 26 minutes later at 6:42 a.m., remarkably just 4 minutes before sunrise. Lunar and solar eclipses have always been associated with major events in the history of nations, and especially the lunar eclipses, because of the reddish color the moon can take on these occasions, but also because the Earth's shadow is so much bigger than the moon's. The lunar eclipse lasts longer and can be seen by many more people. The first lunar eclipse mentioned in ancient texts was found in the Chinese book Zhu Shu from the Zhou dynasty. Although it was discovered in a tomb in 20 AD, it documented the lunar eclipse of 1137 BC. In ancient Mesopotamia, a lunar eclipse was very bad news for a king, so much so that the existing monarch would place a proxy king in power for its duration. The real king would go into hiding and wait for the eclipse to pass. Of course, going into hiding is something that our current resident is very familiar with. When the eclipse was over and the full moon would return to its full brightness, then the old king would reappear and the proxy would conveniently disappear. Another total lunar eclipse darkened the skies of the Second Battle of Syracuse on August 28, 413 BC, just as the Athenians were preparing to sail home in victory. Nicias, the Athenian politician and general, was convinced that it would be unwise to begin the journey in the shadow of such an omen. The warriors of Syracuse took advantage of this delay and attacked and defeated the Athenians as a result. Ancient Christianity considered the lunar eclipse to represent the wrath of God and of the utmost importance as it was associated with the death of Christ. That is why Easter is scheduled for the first Sunday after the first full moon of spring, ensuring that Easter Sunday will never happen during a lunar eclipse. On May 22nd of 1453, a partial lunar eclipse was seen during the fall of Constantinople and its defeat at the hands of the Byzantine Empire, which fulfilled a prophecy of the city's demise. On June 30th, 1503, Christopher Columbus was stranded in Jamaica. The indigenous people at first welcomed Columbus and fed he and his crew for 6 months. After the sailors stole from the natives, they cut off their food supply. However, Columbus, like all good sailors of that day, carried an ephemeris, which listed all the eclipses for the years 1475 to 1506. Seeing that a lunar eclipse was coming soon, Columbus asked for a meeting with the tribal king on the evening of the eclipse. When the eclipse began right on schedule, Columbus told the king and his people that this was a clear sign of displeasure from his God. When the blood moon appeared, according to the journal of the son of Columbus, the people, with great howling and lamentation, came running from every direction to the ships laden with provisions, praying to the admiral to intercede with his God on their behalf. Even by then, eclipse timing was remarkably precise. So Columbus measured the duration of the eclipse with his hourglass, and shortly before totality ended, he told the frightened people that they were going to be forgiven and pardoned by his God. In 2013, a total lunar eclipse was tagged by Christian minister John Hagee as a blood moon, following the release of his book, 4 Blood Moons. That year, an unusual string of 4 total eclipses of the moon occurred, and despite Hagee's prediction of apocalyptic results, nothing happened. However, there has never been a total lunar eclipse occurring at the dawn of election day until now. And this eclipse, happening in the hours of darkness just before sunrise, is likely to go down in history as marking the defeat of a tyrant and the return of the rule of law. And so, if resident Biden wakes up early Tuesday morning before dawn and walks out onto the south portico of the White House residence on the 2nd floor and gazes towards the Potomac River to the west, directly over the Lincoln Memorial, he will see the blood moon in total lunar eclipse that portends the doom of his nation. And if he gazes to the east, he will see the brilliant rising of the sun, the dawn of a new day for America, rising directly over the Capitol dome, the very symbol of a freedom-loving, self-governing people who will vote in thousands of new representatives across the land just in the nick of time. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day.